A terrific crowd came out today to Smoothie King Center for the Big Three semifinals. Ice Cube's basketball league played its semis in New Orleans, and that brought 50-year-old Mahmoud Abdul Rauf to town, the Gulfport High and LSU legend who's still competitive, playing competitive basketball at 50, as Andrew Doak reports.
Sunday at the Smoothie King Center, the Big Three basketball playoffs took center court. It's a league that's still in its proof of concept stage, but former LSU star Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, who is 50 years old, is still proving he can hoop.
Like a lot of guys come and say, man, I don't have no excuse. You doing this at 50, and you moving like that. So those are positives, and those are some of the things, too, that keeps us going.
30 years ago, Abdul Rauf, formerly known as Chris Jackson, burst onto the college scene as one of the greatest scorers the NCAA level had ever seen, and it only took a couple weeks into his freshman season for him to show the world his scoring abilities. The first month of his collegiate career, he scored 48 and then 53 against Florida.
Until after the game was over, Coach Cars came, he's shaking me. They want to talk to you outside. You just scored 53. I said, whoa, hold on, what? And it felt easy. That's what was scary. And they took me out, and I can remember like yesterday, it seemed like nobody had left the stands. And when I came around the corner, they gave me a standing ovation. It was like unreal.
His season high of 55, featuring 9 three-pointers against Ole Miss, came soon after. He went on that year to average 30 points per game as a freshman, and he set the NCAA freshman scoring record with 966 points. That year he won SEC Player of the Year, and his sophomore season he would duplicate that feat. And finally, this upcoming season, LSU will retire his jersey in the rafters of the Pete Maravich Center.
What's important to me is that if somebody looks up at that jersey and they do some research and there's something in my life that could influence them and impact them in a positive way, you know, for me that's what's important.
Part of why this took so long is because the Tigers have a long-standing tradition that they won't retire jerseys of players who never graduated from LSU. But Abdul Rauf also didn't do himself any favors by leading what he even called a life surrounded by controversy. He went pro after his sophomore year and was the 3rd overall pick by the Denver Nuggets in 1990. And by the 1995-96 season, he was doing unguardable things that the league had never seen.
That's a pretty jump shot.
But that same year, he decided not to stand for the national anthem. At the end of the season, the Nuggets traded him to the Sacramento Kings. His playing time dropped, he lost his starting spot, and once his contract expired in 1998, he couldn't get as much as a tryout with an NBA team at 29 years old. He was blackballed.
It's definitely lessened over the years. Initially, though, I was very bitter, I was angry, and I definitely had a right to be because I felt it was unjust. But my life is not dominated, and I wasn't going to allow it to be dominated by basketball or being defined as a basketball player.
Abdul Rauf was a very polarizing player who was unafraid to voice his opinion on social justice issues, whether you agreed with him or not. But what shouldn't be questioned was his ability as a basketball player. He was a 2-time first-team All-American for the Tigers, and he had the shooting prowess of someone like Steph Curry before Curry even existed. But what he's very unsure of is how he'll be received in Baton Rouge when his jersey is retired this upcoming season.
Let's just be candid. There are some people that probably don't want to see that happen, and there's people that want to see it happen. But my concentration are not on the negatives. It's on the people that appreciate the people that we're trying to become, whether we agree or not. If they can remember those things and appreciate those things, may God bless them. If not, even the negatives help us grow.
Here's Jackson against Cole. He got it.
Andrew Doak, 4th down on 4.